Hey everybody, this is Hank from Silvery Ghosts, and this is my hip spotlight. I chased you to the desert. In the last 5 years since I've come back to music, after taking a bit of a hiatus, I found myself in a much more sort of contemplative, dare I say, spiritual place, and I felt like I wanted to create music that had more of a sort of a rhythmic sophistication, something that kind of had a little bit more of a syncopated feel, and something that wouldn't necessarily kind of hit you right in the solar plexus. Music that would maybe kind of sort of hover around and kind of latch on to you in a sort of, in an indirect way. So that's where it began, and then also I was just very interested in combining sort of modern production technique, but at the same time I wanted to keep sort of a timeless quality, and I think we managed to somewhat pull that off, I guess, with the vocals. I didn't really have any grand plans of doing any videos when we started making the record, and I think what happened was that as we got sort of towards the end of the recording process, and I think about the time that we were mixing, it just sort of, the idea organically popped in my head that, you know what, I'm really digging what we're creating here, and I'm really getting excited about it, and I really want as many people as possible to hear this music. So, of course, you start thinking, well, how am I going to sort of, create something that will help us do that? And then, so naturally, the idea of doing videos. The first one, At One Arm's Length, was something that I collaborated with one of my oldest friends in New York, a great cinematographer and still photographer by the name of Spencer Gordon. We wanted to do something just really classic and very minimal, and something that sort of harkened back to, previous decades. And one reference point was the Police's Every Breath You Take video from '83. It was right when MTV was really coming to the fore, and you had a lot of really interesting colors, a lot of, those Duran Duran videos. These videos were just, I remember, just soaked with all of these sort of really loud electronic 80s colors. And what I remember loving so much about that Police video was it was shot in this really stark, shadowy, silhouetted black and white. And I just really wanted to do something that focused on the music and didn't distract from it. So the idea to do it with me and bringing in a modern dancer, sort of doing this interpretive, dance and being the foil to me, we thought that could work. Bones are burning. Will anyone? It's vivid in the valley, I can't move. Vivid in the Valley was something that I wanted to do because I feel that the track and the song, especially lyrically speaking, I think it has sort of maybe the most sort of interesting or evocative imagery of any of the songs that we recorded. I brought in a great New York singer by the name of Kelly Scar, and I was actually sort of inspired by those old Lee Hazelwood, Nancy Sinatra records from the 60s and 70s. And Lee has this amazing, deep, rich baritone, and then Nancy had this very airy, very sort of ethereal timbre, and you put those two together and it was magical. And so I was, I guess, trying to resurrect that a little bit in a 21st century context. And also the production is very ethereal and interesting, and I just thought that I wanted to create something that would really reflect the spirit of the song. So I started talking to this director, this great video filmmaker by the name of Janine Lund, who has worked with a lot of different bands and shot a lot of great music videos. And she has this real interesting aesthetic. Again, very of the moment, but also sort of harkening back to a different period. We had this idea that we wanted to do this in the Catskills at a cabin. and sort of create almost like this sort of 70s vibe. We basically cast two really great actors, dancers, to sort of play the couple. And I felt like I could make more impact, sort of, again, being not the Greek chorus, I guess, but sort of maybe the narrator in the shadows.
It's vivid.